You're all set. Welcome, Janelle.
Thank you.
We'll call the meeting, the Olean Local Development Corporation to order. Kathy, if you want to go over the roll.
Mayor Elio,
Here.
Lance Marshall,
Here.
Robert Thompson,
Here.
Colleen Taggerty,
Here.
J.R. Benyon,
Here.
Carrie Kerper,
Here.
John Crawford,
Here.
and Janelle Morris. Who's not counting for the floor.
Here.
Okay, reading and approval of the, I guess it's the 9:15. We'll go through the committee meetings first and accept them and then to the regular one. Let me get this pile straight, just like that up there. All right, the audit committee. They met in just the updated guidelines, right, that you had put in the book, that's all we had.
I move to accept the
All right, Colleen, motion to accept.
I'll second.
Carrie seconds, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. The finance committee met, same thing, just with the updated authorities budget office. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Colleen, second.
Second.
John, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the governance committee met.
Yes.
I was looking at the bottom, no, I was on the bottom
Yes.
sentence. No, I thought there was something on that one, John, sorry.
It was, we just went over our best practices.
Okay, I thought there was a change on that one. All right, motion to accept, John.
I'll second.
Carrie, second. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then the September 15th regular meeting minutes. Are there any questions?
Very thoroughly done, though. I would just like to say that.
You know, it doesn't show me present though. Right?
Present
does
attendance
not.
members, it does not.
Yeah, I'll move to accept with that change to adding to the attendance. Sorry, I don't catch
Yeah,
it.
because you were on the other ones right before.
Yeah,
Second.
Okay, motion to accept as written with the addition of Carrie in attendance.
sorry about that, Kathy.
Oh,
Catch
no
it.
problem.
Is there a second?
Second.
Colleen, discussion, all those in favor,
Aye.
opposed, and then it's carried.
Can you,
Go ahead.
can someone re-admit, Ms. Morris,
Janelle?
please?
Yeah.
Is it Dr. Morris?
Dr.
Yeah.
Moore.
Dr. Morris.
Thanks, John, sorry.
Kick her out.
I don't know what happened.
See that?
She might have lost service, then had to reconnect or something. Sounded like she was on phone. All right, cool, that's done, the skipping here, that was it for the meetings. All right, the bills and communications, the only bill that we have is, apparently we did not officially vote on it, was the BWB audit from 5/31. It was for $1,500 as per the RFP. Is there a motion to go ahead and pay this bill?
I'll make that.
Carrie motions, is there a second?
Second.
John seconds, discussion, all those in favor,
Aye.
opposed, carried? Okay, Carrie, so that
Thank
back down, because that's, somebody just needs that one, right?
We need yours.
No, that's
It's
city.
really not.
Oh, okay, oh, I signed that one, so it should
Oh,
be,
that's your signature? I
yeah,
thought
so
that was
she should
mine.
sign that, or
Alright.
somebody else should
I'm
sign.
signing it as a city auditor.
We'll have to change that.
We may have to change the form.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we
Just put
one form
today's
was
date, even though mine, I did it way back when.
I'm the vice president.
Report
I
of
just think Peter.
All right, report of treasurer. I see we have balance statements as of September, October, November, I guess we're trying to put this to. As of November 30th, there was, what, 60,000 in the account lens? I know this isn't your responsibility, but
Looks Yes, that would be correct. That was the last time I did it. And we switched everything over to Dave afterwards. Cause Dave is supposed to be on it from now on.
Okay, I know that he's not here, but Dave was attempting to reconcile back as far as when we switched from 5-star to community, knowing that that was the only endpoint we had. So I did go up to the bank and requested all the bank statements dating all the way back to that. He was reconciling them, and as far as I know, Lens, I know you had conversations, so you can help. There was, the numbers don't match.
Yeah, there's some discrepancy between what's in the bank and what's in the checkbook. So the amounts of different about $400 and change, I do believe.
And with that said, though, we're also missing
Yeah, those are
3
some
paper
missing.
checks, like they just don't know where they are.
That's right.
But the last paper check that we wrote was well over 6 months ago, therefore anything would be outdated and,
Yeah,
because the check expires in 180 days, correct?
yes, some do, some don't, some only goes to 90 days.
Okay, so 180 on the max end, so that check wouldn't be able to be cashed, so we just gotta,
Correct,
so I think we don't have to worry about the paper check, we just have to find,
yes, that would be correct as well. I don't know, we may have to do some miscellaneous thing into the checkbook. Revenue or expenditures to reconcile. That's my opinion, so it's up to you which way you wanna go.
When you say miscellaneous in the checkbook, what do you just write out miscellaneous
Yeah.
expense and then put the amount that we're off?
But that's my opinion.
but first we're gonna try to see if we can,
Yeah, first you're gonna see if you can find it, but if
Okay,
you, if you
It's
can't,
been what, 4 or 5 years since we've been looking for it,
and how much is it off?
about $400 and change,
400?
and change.
well, in fairness, it's been 4 or 5 years since it's actually been reconciled, probably
So
as well, so maybe we can just look at
Is
it.
our checking account higher or lower?
I can't answer that, John, I don't know if Len's
I
got
don't have that, he has, both.
There he is.
Good morning.
Dave, we're just on the treasurers.
Exactly that.
I'm sorry?
We're just on the treasurer stuff.
Beautiful.
Can you, while you're on taking that off, can you tell us, is the checkbook higher or lower than the bank statement?
The checkbook is lower than the bank statement. In fact, let me go get it. I mean, you wanna know the exact number? I can get it from the girls and have it in my hands in 2 seconds.
I don't know that we need
No.
that.
No?
No, we'll find it, 'cause you and I are, and then we'll see if we can find that. All right, so, I'm sorry. You good?
It will be in 2 seconds. I got it sitting on the floor.
That's yours.
Okay.
Okay. We were just saying that we have this dollar amount according to this balance sheet as of November, and then we we're just explaining that there's discrepancy in the $2 amounts. And we are missing, you told me, 3 paper checks, correct?
Yes,
That we're not gonna be concerned about per se, because there would be over 180 days, so like if there was a check uncashed, it couldn't be cashed.
missing between 2016 and 2020. Because everything since I've taken over is there. So these checks have been missing for years.
Yeah.
Just no one ever went back to look to see why they weren't there.
That's weird.
I mean, the only question would be just, I mean, for somebody to write on it, they'd have to forge a check. If it was a blank check, if you, I'm looking at John, so if he happened to fill it out and date it today, it's a forged check. So if that comes through the bank account, well, we're gonna see that.
So, like in the check register, what are the 3 checks that are missing say they were written to?
They don't say anything. That's
They're
the,
gone.
they're not in the ledger.
They're not
There's
in a
no
ledger.
records.
They've never been reconciled. They've never been cashed.
And it's
They've
just-
never, they're just missing.
And they're
check.
to 5-Star Bank or to
This one,
this
community,
community?
everything,
Okay, everything is
everything
community.
we're talking, yeah, we didn't. I
Tina
didn't
went
direct
back to the original first bank opening and reconciled the whole thing to date. Lang's got me everything, and, oh no, the girl did. No, you told me, I went right back. I called her on the phone, she had it in 5 minutes. Went and got it, put it on Tina's desk, and Tina did the whole thing from its inception to today. And we're missing 3 checks,
And we're off $400 and some dollars.
yes.
So we're higher in the bank statement, so we're
But
really,
the
it's
$79 that had come out, it's nowhere. You can't find it.
$79?
The $79 thing that came out, you can't find it. It's not in a bank account, it's not anywhere.
It was on the bank statement.
Wasn't that Fred buying Adobe?
No. It was Fred doing,
It's a PDF file or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was,
it was
it was an e-filing, and it was on the bank statement because I used the bank statement as reference with Lens, and I went up there and canceled Fred's card that was missing from the office.
Correct.
Because that $79 was on an auto
Yeah.
subscription, and the only way to stop it was I just canceled the card.
But in the beginning, it wasn't there. It didn't go until Fred got in the office.
Kathy, do you recall,
You mean, so what you mean is that the $79 didn't appear until Fred was in office with the OLDC? That must be when he started the subscription and filing electronic.
Correct.
that's
Yeah.
because remember he said he couldn't file unless he bought that Adobe program.
Correct.
And so it was a charge
do
for
remember that.
Adobe annually, so
Yeah,
he
the
could
annuals,
do.
I
It was
do
called
remember that.
So
PDF
he
filler.
could, yeah, so he could
Yes,
file
and that's what the bank
electronically
statement
through
said, was
Adobe.
PDF filler.
Yeah,
And
that was
he
an
didn't do
automatic
that until
subscription
he
for filing your
attempted to
$9.90.
put in 3 years, where we were trying to catch up, correct?
Yes,
So
correct,
that's why it wasn't appeared until 19 or 20-ish.
yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
Because
Yeah.
he hadn't filed the taxes, and then when he tried to, he said he needed this Adobe PDF filler in order to do the electronic filing.
So I guess the best thing is, we're gonna see if we can figure it all out and then report back to you, but
I mean, at this point, I mean, yeah, if you can put more time, some more time into it, I mean, it's a pretty immaterial amount. And from what I'm understanding, the money, the checks were written, we recorded it in our statement that it was written, but it actually never got cashed.
No,
no,
I thought the bank statement is higher,
It
$400.
you're correct. So there's 2 issues. There's 3 checks missing
Yeah,
and there's $400 missing. No check was ever written into the bank ledger.
There's no way for it.
Because during the reconciliation, like, you would have just added that back and it should have reconciled to 0, but there's no check written in the ledger. There's just literally 3 pieces of paper missing.
right.
Is there a way for the bank to mark those, so if they were to come through?
Right.
If like I said, I'll get with Dave, we'll go through the checkbook to find the numbers that
Yeah,
are
that seems
recorded,
like-
and then we can flag the,
Yeah, they
Yeah, then
flag
they
it,
but
and then if it comes
they've been gone
through,
for years.
They won't honor them at this point. Checks out
They-
this point.
they
no,
can,
if they were out there blank.
if they're out there blank, so
Right.
yes, we
Right.
do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
John could take a blank, I'm looking at him, take the blank
John.
check and just write
Well,
it.
that's twice now.
I'm the
You've
finance guy.
Sketchy.
Now I'm-
You're the
now I'm-
sketchy guy.
He's in my line of sight.
Now I'm
Fine, Gary can
embezzling.
take the blank check and write it.
So if there's a way for the bank to flag it, and so if those numbers were to come through, then boom, we have it, in the meantime, we can
So
move
we'll
on.
work on it and then
It
we'll
Do we
just
know what
get,
the numbers are?
I just, that's what I say, I gotta sit with him, go through the statements versus what was logged versus the checks that are there. We'll find them. And then we'll flag them at the bank.
That makes sense. And now we know what $79 are, so we're good with that.
And the $79 is canceled, it won't come out anymore.
Then how are we gonna file the 1099?
No, we could file either for free or the $40 charge. Depends on how much money you make for the year. 'Cause
I like Lenz's idea. Write it off as a miscellaneous in a line item, get back to the setup and start.
Yeah.
That was Lenz's idea to me, and that's what I was gonna bring to you folks today, that we just draw the line in the checkbook, cause it's been reconciled all the way back to the beginning of getting it and
No
just set it
offense,
up
it's
and go.
It's not reconciled, if there's money missing.
But it's reconciled to where it is. But
But it's been
yeah,
checked and
it's
it's
been
been
checked.
audited within,
Yes,
but it's not,
it's not correct.
right.
we got 60,000 in there and it's off 400.
That's immaterial at this point.
Just
So
write it
even if
off.
we do the audit, auditors will say that's immaterial.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion, but
And
I
then
just can do as it goes.
You got your process that has been corrected going forward. We've addressed that.
And we're 400 to the good, it's not like it's 400 to the negative, so
Correct.
I could live with that.
I don't think we.
When the finance guy says it's okay, I'm.
Well, I just thought there's no other way to do this. I mean, the checks are missing. It's been, everything's been checked from 2016 to today, and the money's missing. Well, then
Yeah, but
it's just gotta be, there's gotta draw a line in the sand and say from this point
It would be
on.
interesting to see what check numbers are missing.
I would say that would be
Yeah.
good to know, right? If you could flag them at the bank and say, here are 3 check numbers, they're void.
Yes.
And at least that covers any liability there in case somebody just magically tries to deposit or cash $50,000 out of the account or something.
But even though what is really 2 signatures, so
Yeah,
Yes.
it
On the
has
check.
new signatures on it
Right.
and all that, so
now they.
it just isn't gonna happen.
There can always be forgeries, can't there?
I was just gonna say, I mean, you can't sit there and say it doesn't happen. I go down and deposit all checks all day long and say J.R. Adams.
No, to take it out, it's gotta have both of but it's gotta have the legitimate
Nobody at
signatures.
that bank knows our check writing policy, is what
You're
I'm saying.
probably right.
No,
I just think it would be worth it, and I'm happy to sit with somebody and help.
I just said I'll sit with Dave,
Yeah,
we'll find the checks.
It'll
find the
take
checks.
3 minutes to find it.
I mean, I'm fine with what your recommendation is, let's call it a loss and write it off in that regard, but let's find the checks.
Yeah.
And then,
So do you have the reconciliations? And then
So
current stuff.
technically, we don't even know if these missing checks, if they were actually written.
We don't.
Right.
They've never been cashed.
All right,
They've never been
this is
cashed.
just a thought that ran through my mind. When you open a new account, they give you some starter checks until your printed checks come in. Could this be what happened?
No, because the check wouldn't be numbered, you wouldn't.
Yeah, the starter checks would be nice.
yeah, let's start.
Yeah, it starts at 1001 sometimes,
Yeah.
or,
That's why the check numbers will tell you.
Yeah.
So if they were starter checks, they may have been, when the checkbook came in, they may have been just discarded. My cop brain thinking now, so, all right.
So what do we need,
Well, don't need anything.
No, this is point of information. I just wanna get it, I wanna get it
Still
set.
gonna-
Because we're gonna continue to move forward. I want this thing, I want something, eventually, we're gonna have to make a motion of what we did, accept it, move forward. But we just need to agree on it, and I'd like to get it done, then I can just, the thing that's nice is now Tina has it right on my QuickBooks. So when it comes in
Can't
now,
be-
it
can't
just
be on
goes
your-
to Tina, boom, boom.
Can't be on your
it's-
QuickBooks.
What's that?
We talked about that. It can't be on your business QuickBooks.
It's not, well, she opened a separate, she did a separate OLDC account in QuickBooks. It has nothing to do with Primo or Empire or Dave Carucci. It is an OLDC account in QuickBooks, which I can print out like that. It says only a local, nothing else is on it. Just use QuickBooks to do it.
right, it's just your tool.
Yeah, QuickBooks is a tool, yes.
So will there be any fees that OLC has to pay for that?
No,
I don't think that's a problem. It sounds, makes sense.
If it's your QuickBook program that you purchase for your business,
correct.
as you set up a separate account, and it's gonna be tied back to your business.
Thank you. It's a workbook in your QuickBooks. You own the subscription. Every workbook inside your QuickBooks subscription is tied together. If your accountant goes and gets audited, every workbook in his QuickBooks is under the same scrutiny.
So we would have to purchase our own QuickBook program and put it that way. Then it would be separate from everything else.
And how much is a QuickBooks subscription?
Online, I think it's a couple $100.
I don't know.
What is the URA?
Let me,
We have an independent, what is it, she's an accountant.
Counter, bookkeeper.
Yeah.
I think it's like $300 for an online version. So we'll just gather the information, then bring it back.
yeah,
Alright, so we'll add that to the agenda for March. We'll put it under report of the treasurer. We'll add it, QuickBooks findings or update or.
Okay. All right, there was no committee meetings that met today.
We don't have to approve any of those treasurer's reports or anything.
There's no treasury reports.
No, I just saw these, I didn't we had it. Okay.
There wasn't one. Report of the committees, nobody met. Bill, did Jack get back to you on this, the oat stuff, the advertising?
Yes, he did, but I think we've been talking about this, not so much as the oats, but at the recreation center, about the city moving in a different direction. We would be doing the advertising and giving so much of it back to, I think we talked about giving it back to youth hockey, who was struggling. So John and I had a conversation about this earlier, a couple of weeks ago. So I think that may be the direction we're gonna move, as long as the OLDC now has their income source. So,
Alright, so we'll remove this item from our agenda going forward then.
yeah, it'll be it.
I guess it's just out of curiosity, I'm not really clear, so advertising can be done, it's been determined.
Yeah.
But we will not reap any of the benefits because the advertisement's gonna go to the youth organization.
Portion of it's gonna go to the youth organizations, yeah.
Because this was on our agenda originally because Nick had said that the city couldn't sell the advertising, correct?
I guess I just might have to say this, we have been talking about this since the inception of the OLDC. And we've been asking and asking and asking, and now we're just thrown off the bus, we can't even like benefit from it. I'm a little disheartened over that, I think. At that one, I think when we weren't even at the table for the conversation, it's just made a decision that, yes, you can do it.
Well, the
but
decision
nothing
hasn't
can
been
come to
made yet.
us.
This is a decision that still has to go to the council. You asked me what we talked about, that's what we talked about. It still has to go to the council.
But so Jack has determined that the city can sell advertising.
As long as we, I gotta get this straight now, get this straight in my head, I got too many things going on. I'm not gonna comment right now, because I will get back with Jack and get an official.
If you would, please, because I'm just asking, because I remember it was on here because Nick had determined the city couldn't sell it, that's why we had it on here for so long.
Because we were looking for revenue for us.
We were, but there was something where Nick had, Carrie, am I wrong?
No,
Nick had
I
determined that the
totally
city
understand that.
I know, you're right too, but I'm saying that the city couldn't sell it for some reason, there was something.
It's the same thing schools can do. There are certain rules that you can't.
Yeah, and then and then we were waiting for
Because Nick had said
Nick
that,
to make an additional determination, and then we just didn't hear. from
because
him,
Nick
and
had
we kept
determined
waiting.
back then or something along the lines that if you could sell we would pay the rights to advertise in
Right.
there at
Yeah,
$1
there
and
was-
then sell it, so
there
that's
was
fine.
Something that was necessary for the partnership with the 501c3 in the city, and then we
Okay.
needed clarification from Nick. However, we did not receive it.
So if you can grab that from Jack, we can maybe go over it next time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
And
we'll
please
leave that on
understand,
the
Mayor, I'm not opposed, I feel like we have been asking since, like I said, pretty much the inception of this committee. We finally get an answer and we're not even brought to the table for part of the conversation. So if we're gonna relinquish any ability to do that, I think it should come to this table for discussion,
I understand.
respectfully.
Okay. Anything else on that? All right, the housing and rehab,
I guess I've got a
oh, sorry, John, I didn't see it.
No, does that also, I mean, that was the rec center, what about the oats?
There was something with the oats, that got added.
It's a federal program, so I think that's what's,
Yeah, so, we receive, it's federal section 5311 funding. So, again, I guess, in waiting for the legal determination, what I need to do is put it in writing to the New York State DOT and then have them approve however it would go, because a portion of it has to go back into the operating budget for the transit. It can't go into the capital program and it can't go into the reserve. It would need to go into the operation to be paying really the third party operator, which at this time is First Transit. So whatever the determination is, I would need to take to DOT, get the approval, and then they would say, this is what you do with the money that would come in. I can't move until.
Until the determination comes from Jack?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so, and those would be two separate determinations, Karen?
I don't know that.
Or is that what you would think, because it's two separate things?
Probably, right?
Bill, can you ask him that
we
too?
can ask, yeah,
Yeah,
If
I
it has to
can,
be two separate, because it's two separate things?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, you good?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Housing Rehab Fund. This was just on there for just the final review, correct?
correct. So, during my time out of the office, well, prior to me leaving, I, sent the documents to Jack, because that's what we were waiting for, was Jack's review and approval. I sent them, I believe, 2 different times. And then prior to your meeting in December, which, my understanding was canceled due to, the weather and lack of a quorum and
Correct.
I guess a couple factors that day. Kathy had also followed up with Jack and I believe gave him the documents on 2 different occasions.
Yes, I printed the documents for him on 2 different occasions for him to, so he
And
requested them.
we do not have a sign off to date.
So that goes on to the next meeting then. Is there any way that we can request that this get done in a more timely
Because we
manner
were-
for us
We
because
were
we're
aiming
waiting
for a
for it?
February rollout, correct?
Right. We can't roll out without it, so. Mayor, is that something you can do or no?
Well, I'm sorry, what was the question?
We're waiting for the Jack sign off on this. She's asking, can you push to get that, because we were hoping for a February rollout, now we're gonna move this to the next meeting.
All right, yep, we can do that.
And hopefully then we could just put our rollout, we will meet when.
March 16th is our next meeting date.
Okay,
Send it to Jack again, and then I'll talk to him about it.
Okay,
You're talking, you want, this document, what we need approval of, right?
all of them, yeah. I'll copy you on the email,
Okay.
that's okay.
okay. Good there? All right, the next item was the investment options. That's you.
I'm waiting to decide what we were doing with the housing, because if the housing didn't get approved, then I was gonna come back to you folks and say, I think we tie it up. We might as well make something on it sitting there. So until we get an answer, what we're doing with the housing, because if it says we can't do it, then I think we tie it up for certain portion of it, tie it up for 3 months, make some money on it.
Well, we're doing the housing, that's just a matter of him signing off on the ins and the outs of that paper.
Then we were supposed to wait and see what we got in, because if it's an extraordinary amount, then we weren't gonna tie it up. If we didn't get any applications, then I thought, then I would suggest that we tie it up.
So, one thing, just for recollection, in our budget, I remember that I had did it so that we could approve up to 5 applications. So that would be a maximum of $50,000, so if that helps. However, you also have to take into account, we're gonna be putting liens on these people's homes, a second lien position or first lien, whatever the case may be. So then, we would have filing fees to cover up this county, that mortgage on there. So you'll wanna think about, that fee.
The filing fees on top of giving them up to $10,000.
Correct.
We're gonna pay for that. Why wouldn't the person that's getting the money pay for that?
We could write that into the program guidelines then.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we accrue any of this. I mean, the money's coming from us. So if we're gonna give them the money, I think they pay all of the attorney fees and all that they haven't done.
It was,
That shouldn't be on top of us.
that was written in there that we paid it, and that, but that was part of the payback portion, correct, Carrie?
No, it was just a cost that we were,
Going to incur.
yeah, they wouldn't pay it back because it, like, say for example, we give someone the full 10,000, you pay back half at 4% over the 10-year time frame, and then the other 5,000 is the deferred grant portion. Nowhere did we factor in paying the $50.50 or whatever the amount may be at this point. I don't know what the fee schedule is counting offhand for that. But it used to be $50.50 back when we were running the homeownership assistance program from 04 to 2016. That was the amount because the mortgage is only a couple pages. It's not like what our commercial loans are where it's $350 a month to file.
All right, does this go through Jack to get done, or do we have a private attorney to do this?
Jack is the OLDC attorney.
Okay, all right, so then there's no fee for an attorney then, okay.
And our window is going to start opening February 1st, huh?
It's gonna,
Well, not now.
not now,
We didn't get it approved.
we would be hoping for,
In March.
no, May.
Yeah, well, yeah,
We put that 2 months
right.
out from the approval is what we had done, correct? Because we had said a month notice, then a month application, so that's
Yeah.
it.
So we're talking about-
So it should be May.
May is a good time to start. If, you know what I'm saying, if it comes out that May is a really good time, everything's fresh and new and.
We need this reviewed and we need to know if it's approvable. Because
Correct,
if this doesn't get done, then none of the money gets out.
right,
And that's shame on us.
right.
Now, David, what type of investment options are you thinking? I mean, just for conversation purposes.
Oh, I'm looking 90 days, tie it up
Into a CD?
into a CD or a money market, either or, something that we can't lose money.
Now, Mara, is it okay if I talk about the city investing
And
as
what?
opposed to a CD?
Yeah, I don't care.
It's the New York class.
They wouldn't be eligible.
Okay, I just wondered.
That's just
Municipal,
municipalities.
okay, so not
Municipalities,
501c3.
school districts, not 501c3.
Okay, alright. That answered that for me then.
I don't see a problem with a 90-day CD. It's not, I mean, if the applications aren't gonna go out till May.
Let's back up. You're looking for Jack to look at this document and approve it.
Correct.
So if that can be done in the next couple of days, you could still meet your February 1 deadline.
We don't meet again until March.
Can we have a special meeting?
We have to.
Why don't you make a motion?
Can't you put a motion contingent upon Jack's approval?
Yeah, I think we can do a motion upon Jack's approval. That it moves forward, then we can do it, we don't have to meet again. All we need is an email from Perry that says, hey, it's approved, and boom, we're moving forward. I like the idea.
So.
In fact, I'll make
motion
the, yeah, I'll second it.
Is that acceptable? Okay, Robert motions to proceed if we contingent upon approval from the city attorney. Seconded by Dave. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So then I'm gonna sit and wait now,
Where's good?
just to see what happens. I mean, if we don't get anyone, if we don't get anyone, we might as well invest the money.
We have enough for 5, correct?
Yes,
That's what we're
yeah,
going for.
and in
November.
And in 3 more months, we're gonna have another
November.
15,000 sitting there, so it's just, I'm not doing any amount until it's approved by the board. I'm gonna come in and say, okay, this is what I got, this is what we'll do, and if you folks say yes, then we'll do it.
So to answer your question, Robert, there's $60,000 according to that November bank statement that's in your packet.
Mhm.
We could do a maximum of 50 and plus the filing fees on top of that.
Okay.
So yes, there'd be enough to cover that right now, leaving enough to also, because we'll have the May audit coming up, is it $1,700 this time? Is this the first step up, or is it 15 again?
He's 16.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sorry.
say that's- that's
So
not-
it'll also be 16, so that there'll be money left for that as well.
Okay.
Plus the initial deposits that would roll in between, or the deposits rolling in between now and then. So yes.
It's
there-
3,500 a month it goes up.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, it goes up 3,500 every month.
all right, so we'll just table that till the next, slide it over to unfinished business for the next meeting.
I'll have information at the next meeting
For the rates.
from the bank. But I cannot make March 16th. So the little one's 1, I'm going to North Carolina. So, yeah, his birthday's the 15th, they're celebrating that weekend. So I'm leaving the Tuesday before, won't be back to the Tuesday afterwards. But I can get information here.
So Kathy should put in the,
Yeah, I can get the information to Kathy and we'll have it.
all right. Nothing else on that? Investment options, you're good? Okay.
I'm good.
Website and email. That's on there because of, obviously, many of us are using our personal emails attached, and then there was something happened where something through the OLDC's group emails along the ways where David and myself and Colleen's emails started sending out emails to like Carrie or even to
I still
Bill.
get one every so
Yeah.
often from you.
I do too.
And I still get them from David and Colleen saying, hey, we
still
need to
get them
talk,
from
and
there.
I'll call Colleen, and be like, what's up? And she's like, I'm sending nothing, so I don't know what's going on with it, but we had also talked about having this website for informational purposes and then emails. So it would cost about, what did it say here, $1,800?
For design, however, I think there were monthly fees associated.
Yeah, so domain name is $20 a year, hosting $56 a year, design and development of a website, $1,800, and then that included 20 email addresses. Yes, 20 email accounts, unlimited. So really, this is just for informational purposes only. If you decide you want to do with it per the procurement policies, we'll have to get a second bid. But if nobody even wants to look at this as an option, then we're just not gonna go out and get a second bid.
There's not a service out there that just allows us to, would allow you to have OLDC email without a website? I mean, does the OLDC really need a website? I have no idea if this exists, like, I don't know.
It's just been housed currently through the,
Well, I can help answer that. So with the authority's budget office, you have to post all of your policies online, your bylaws. So we utilize Jerry to do that.
Uh-huh.
And when we do the authority's budget office reporting, we literally have to give them the link to each and every document and direct them, because that's part of them doing their annual review on us to make sure we're holding those committee meetings to make sure that we really have bylaws in place, and all the other various, really policies in place that we guide us throughout the year, so, yes.
So could we,
I got you.
so with that being said, could we, instead of Jerry doing it through the city, could we, is it allowable to subcontract through Jerry?
I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Cause then we could leave it on the city's site, but subcontracted, and maybe that would open up more, cause the concern with doing the city email, we talked with him. And you were only allotted so many at the city, I can't remember the number of email addresses, so that was the concern when we spoke to Jerry. So if we subcontracted, that would allow perhaps to pay for more email addresses that we need.
Might make, I mean,
And then we can just leave it as it is with the hosting and just check that. Cause we wanna do it, we need a second option anyways.
Let's check into that.
So really, a subcontract for emails and leave the OLDC webpage as
We can leave
is.
it as it is, but
Okay.
subcontract for the email exchange, so that way it just,
Okay,
we'd have to buy,
offset that cost.
we'd have to buy the domain for the exchange is all. Olean Local Development Corporation.com or whatever is available. And it might be a more cost-effective approach.
Now, the other, here's a thought. The OLDC becomes a member of the chamber.
Hmm.
And they may have some posting or, you know, that,
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm,
$200 to be a member.
that's a
of the
great
chamber.
idea. That'd be a lot cheaper than 1,800.
So we
Yeah.
can talk to Jerry and we can talk to Mimi.
She's off to Florida for the wedding, isn't
Wouldn't
she, right now?
but wouldn't the OLDC fall under the city's membership at the chamber?
No,
probably
No, it's a
not,
separate
no.
organization.
But it's run by it's operated by the city.
no, we're trying to get
No.
away from that as best we can to have the degree of separation.
Okay, all right.
Perhaps in its inception, but then through the audit processes, it would have been
Mhm.
told that
From
we needed to
recommendation.
create.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It
So
is.
save $200, we can save $200.
Yeah.
That'll also give the OLDC the avenue of immediately getting getting out.
That's a great idea. It really is a good idea.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I like the idea.
I mean, with Jerry and Mimi.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great idea.
all right, so then we'll just leave that on there for now and
Mhm.
come
Okay,
back
you're
to
not
that.
getting Mimi for the next 10 days.
Right,
Erica, cause you can talk.
Well, I'm just
It's-
saying, you talk to one of the girls, but, yeah.
It's fine, we'll get the information we need. Erica's the membership coordinator, so she would know all that.
Yep.
All right, any other new business?
that's fine now.
Okay, miscellaneous, no need for executive. Next, the meeting dates are in your packets, so the March meetings, there will be audit, finance and governance committee meetings at 8:15. Prior to. Motion for adjournment,
Made.
Second.
John, David, in favor, carried, thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.